Hello everyone and welcome to another video of mine. Upersam1999, Samantha, here I am. Today we are going to be harvesting clovers, red clovers. So without further ado, I got my bowl. My yard has been filled with many red clovers and white clovers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop them off and pick them. Let's get to it. Woo! Once again, I live in Zone 6 of Ontario. Now don't get me wrong, we are making hard candy today, so it does have quite a bit of sugar in it. However, red clover itself is awesome. It has a lot of antioxidants that help with your cholesterol. It's high in proteins, it increases your appetite and aids in digestion, so it speeds it up a little bit. One thing I'm also going to be very transparent about is the fact that red clover does produce estrogen-like effects. So if you have any breast cancer, if you have ovarian cancer, pregnant, breastfeeding, don't take any red clover because it can throw up your estrogen levels too high. They say though if you have menopause and you're going through hot flashes, this could help it though. So here I am just harvesting the clovers. Now I always take like the top two leaves with the actual bloom itself. I use scissors because it's easier than pulling and it puts a lot less stress on the plant. You can just snip and take what you need. I got about a handful and a half, so it works out to be about a cup squished or a cup and a quarter full. Now this is like a washing system I use in two parts. What I'm going to do now is leave out the bowl I picked for about an hour. It's going to give the chance for all the creepy crawlies, all the pests, good and bad, to crawl out. Once they all crawl out, you get rid of them. You're going to go in there and wash it with some light water. Now warm water is best to wash with, but once all your clovers are washed, you're going to go ahead and put them in the saucepan and mix in 2.5 cups of water. Turn this
just
little
go
saucepan
ahead and
here.
simmer that together.
You're going to go ahead and put it on medium/high and let it cook and warm up. Bring it to a boil for the first 5 minutes and then bring it down to a simmer and let it simmer for about 15. Alrighty, now that it's up to a boil, I'm just going to go ahead and let it sit like this for about 15 minutes on low and continue to simmer. What I'm going to do now is just cover up my bowl with a strainer and then put a clean cloth over it. I don't have a cheesecloth, so I'm just going to be using this. It's better to use a metal bowl, but I'm using this microwave safe bowl that I know is good for heat. And then I'm going to put the clover juice right up into it. Make sure it's not too hot when you're pouring it, but you're going to go ahead and, like I said, just take out the extracted clover water. So what we're going to do now is put the pan rinsed out on low to medium. And you're going to stir in half a cup of this clover infused juice with 1.5 cups of sugar. Once all the sugar is dissolved, you're going to turn it up to a boil. Stop stirring once it's boiled and let it get to the hard crack temperature. The hard crack candy stage is at 300 Fahrenheit. So let it boil for about 15 minutes and then you'll be good to go to pour it into your container. Now you can use silicone molds or you can use this bowl. I put tin foil in a bowl and use that as my mold. You don't want to put it in glass because it's going to be super hard to get out. You need to either have parchment paper or silicone. I recommend those two. I don't recommend using tin foil unless it's a last resort. Now we're just going to go ahead and leave this at its full boil here. This is mine after I let it overboil just a little bit there and I poured it in my mold. And it kind of got a little hard, so I immediately had to move it to the container here. But that's okay. All you're going to do is just let it sit now. Let it sit for about an hour. Now this is exactly why I say I use tin foil only as a last resort. You should really use parchment paper or silicone. But because the tin foil has an often habit of sticking to the candy, but it is possible to get off if you just put it in a bag and smash it off and then slowly peel off the pieces one by one. But this is the hard candy. It breaks into a bunch of little pieces. But you're left with what looks to be a bunch of little crack rocks. But this is all there is to it. Now, when you're done, you can put it in a nice little clear container and give it to all your little friends. This is about half the amount that I made. The other half was covered in tin foil, which is why you should not use tin foil. But yeah, here we go. Enjoy your candy. Keep it in the fridge and it'll stay nice and hard. Now, the more you leave it out in the sun, it will sweat. But yeah, this is like a Christmas toffee type style summer treat with clovers. Enjoy!